Wild Rose did not accelerate right away. The flying saucer hovered just beyond the station's exclusion halo, stars sliding slowly across the canopy. The quest path the aliens had laid out pulsed in her navigation field. Clean, elegant, inevitable, a single line through time, marked with confidence. Too much confidence. Her doubts gathered like storm clouds she could no longer ignore. A scarab beetle. Not just any relic, but one recovered from ancient Egypt. An organism that may have fed on the remains of Enki. An Anunnaki bound beneath the pyramids, sealed away in the pre-diluvial archives of Earth itself. The aliens had spoken of it clinically, as a biological key. But Wild Rose heard the echo beneath the words. She knew the stories. The Book of Enoch, the Watchers, the giants born of forbidden unions. The flood that followed not as myth, but as reset. Her saucer's nanobots had already finished their silent calculations. They did not ask permission, they never did. Viable candidate identified. Genetic compatibility acceptable. Rescue of Earth particles. She felt suddenly cold. The aliens who built the saucer were ancient beyond reckoning. Engineers of stars, architects of probability. But their brilliance had curdled into desperation. They could no longer reproduce. Their cloned bodies suffered from duplicate fading. Each generation less stable than the last, like a photocopy of a soul. Human DNA, they had learned, was different. Adaptive, resilient, spiritually noisy. Too noisy to predict. They had cured the plague, but not its cause, and now they wanted insurance, a hybrid solution, a living bridge between species, a way to revive themselves permanently and end their vulnerability forever. At humanity's expense. Wild Rose's grip tightened on the control yoke. She could see it now. The shape of the long game, one government, one managed species, humanity pacified, fragmented, softened men diminished and sterilized, women elevated, corrupted, redirected, not as partners, but as vessels breeding stock for ancient bloodlines that had already once nearly ended the world. Not conquest, replacement. And she had been selected not because she was special, but because she was possible. Wild Rose exhaled and cut auxiliary thrust. The saucer drifted. If this is the same old lie, she murmured, you picked the wrong woman. She had read enough to know this story never ended well. The Nephilim were not saviors, they were not enlightened, they were tyrants born of imbalance, might without humility, knowledge without obedience. And every time they returned, judgment followed. The saucer's internal systems whispered, gently nudging her back toward the marked path, helpful, patient, insistent. She muted them. Instead, she opened the deeper archives. The ones the aliens hadn't highlighted, hidden temporal branches, lost decisions, dead ends that still glimmered faintly like forgotten footpaths through history. If there was a wrench to be thrown, it would be here. Her thoughts turned upward, not to the aliens, not to the timelines, but to the creator she had trusted long before she ever touched a starship. You see this, she said quietly, all of it. If this experiment is over, I need to know. And if it isn't, then show me how to break their plan without breaking your people. The stars outside did not answer, but something shifted, not in the nav map, in her. A subtle reweighting like gravity choosing a different center. Wild Rose smiled, slow and sharp. All right, she said, bringing the engines back online. I'll follow the path. The saucer slipped into temporal drift. But I won't walk it blind. Far ahead, something ancient stirred. Far above, something eternal watched, and somewhere between the two, a human woman carried a choice that might decide whether humanity would continue or be quietly written out of its own future.